Y'all, I will never stop saying it. The school bathrooms stink. They suck. Okay? I recently came across some bathroom graffiti in our school bathroom. I'm going to explain it to you like old ancient hieroglyphics today. Okay, so first off, this guy seems to be a fan of some rapper named Lucky, and he seems to not like some rapper named NBA Youngboy. I don't know either of those guys. I've heard NBA Youngboy, like, of him, but I have no idea who Lucky is. But this guy sure seems to have some feelings about him. Okay, secondly, there's this, like, prison-style tally board of how many times they've come in here to pee, poop, and play some video game. And the funny thing about this is the amount of times they've come in here to play the game, like, eclipses the amount of time they've come in here to use the bathroom for its intended purpose, which I feel like most teachers know that a lot of kids coming in, like, using the bathroom constantly, they don't have irritable bowel syndrome. They're just playing some game and slacking off. Finally, there's this one, which is another tally board by some other person with how many times they've peed and how many times they've vaped. And again, the amount of times they vaped is way more than the amount of times they peed. This one I could believe is actually real, because like I said, I told a story about how I found a vape in the school toilet. Yeah, vaping is a huge problem in schools now. Y'all, again, the school bathrooms stink. Okay, so I was in ag class today, okay? We're in ag class, and we are taking care of some chickens, right? So we're going out to go pet the chickens. We have to identify what gender they are. You do that by looking at their wings. By the way, the females have like a break in their wings. But we were all using the bathroom. We all had to wash our hands, okay? So there's a line to wash our hands. And some kid says, "Why is there a diaper in here?" And I look in the stall. Someone has left a green-colored diaper by the toilet. Now, it has not been used, thank God, but it has been sprawled out. It's like spread out, like it's been opened and sprawled out across the room. Why in anyone's right mind would they ever bring a diaper in the school and put it, I don't know. And to make matters worse, when we went out, eventually a chicken pooped on my hand, so that only made it worse. Now, how did this happen? How'd this happen, huh? We got ourselves in a predicament here. There we go. Are y'all going to keep fighting? Alright. I just randomly remembered this funny story from my childhood. So when I was a kid, our elementary school was doing the Wax Museum. I'm sure most of y'all know the Wax Museum. It's a really well-known elementary school thing. But basically what you do, in case you don't know, is you're given a historical figure, and you're supposed to dress up like that historical figure. And they had us set up in the gym. I don't know if this is how everyone does it, but we were set up in the gym, and they could have people come in. We'd stand in the gym. You could walk in a circle, and they could press a fake button, and we would have a line, like lines memorized about our person. I was given Daniel Boone, and I wore this like really generic, like a cowboy looking something, I don't know, some costume like that. But something I remember is most of the times I remembered my lines, but whenever I didn't, I would just do the robot. I don't know why, but I just randomly remember that one day. I was like, I mean, look, I kept it entertaining, okay? You gotta give them something. The show must go. Y'all, I'm somewhere random right now, but can I tell y'all something? I was walking through a hallway of my school today, and I look up, and I realize someone has thrown a ton of paper airplanes in the ceiling. There's like 10 of them in the ceiling. I asked a teacher why. Apparently, it's probably freshmen. I mean, that's usually who it is. But she said that they had been like showing up slowly, so it's not all in one day. I assume it's probably just some small group of kids doing it like every now and again because they think they're funny. But I just noticed that, and I'm like, why? And part of me thought it was like an online trend or something like that. Hey, I want to tell y'all a funny high school story. So in my sophomore year of high school, I was in ag class. So I was in FFA and all that. Well, I wasn't in FFA, but I was working with FFA in ag class. And we were allowed to drink water bottles from this fridge. There was this fridge, it was blue, and it had this like FFA, it had FFA on it. And it had these little water bottles in it that we were allowed to drink at any time. Well, kids kept leaving water bottles. Like, when class ended, it looked like a movie theater in there. Because tons of kids kept drinking the waters and throwing them around the room. And is it really that hard to just throw away water bottles? So our teacher got tired of it, and she ended up saying, "You cannot drink out of this fridge now. This fridge is off limits." And how hard is it? And she told us multiple times beforehand too. How hard is it to throw away a water bottle? I never ended up using it because I bring my own water to school, and I think I didn't like the brand of water they had. But how hard is it to just throw away a water bottle? Like, for real. Guys, y'all want to know something I cannot stand that I've never understood? Wednesday. The word Wednesday, not like the TV show. The way it's spelled. For years, I used to think Wednesday was spelled W-E-N-D, but it's spelled W-E-D-N. Wednesday. Wednesday. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Like, I don't know why it's spelled that way. Like, for a while I thought it was, like, maybe, like, a religious, like, thing, like, weddings day, but most weddings apparently take place on Sunday, so I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's spelled like that. Can anyone give me any insight on why Wednesday is spelled W-E-D-N? Thank you. Y'all, is my favorite activity. Hey, y'all. There you go. Don't worry, I got more for y'all. Oh, sorry. Hey, y'all, guys. There y'all go. This is some desserts, little treats. Y'all, I've always had some of the strangest dreams. Like, okay, a while ago, I had a dream within a dream, where I had a dream that our dog got ran over. And then after that, I woke up, and then I went downstairs and asked my mom if it's real, and she said it was real. And then I woke up again to go to school after that. I had a dream within a dream. Like, this is some, like, Inception stuff. Like, I had, like, a dream within a dream. I could still be dreaming right now, okay? You never know. That was a crazy... Gosh, y'all, can I tell you something? I have the weirdest dreams sometimes. Like, I've never forgotten some of these dreams. They happened a while ago. But one time, I had this dream where it was a dream where I was waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. And I go into the bathroom, and from behind me, I hear this horrible screeching noise. And then I look behind me, I see our bathroom drawer opening, and then I wake up, and it's morning. And it was so terrifying. It felt like so real, and I still don't know what that was meant to be about. It's not like I'd watched like a horror movie or something like that. I don't know what that dream was about or what it was even meant to be, but I swear, I have the weirdest dreams. I had dreams within dreams, like weird stuff. Hey guys, these are our goats. When it gets really cold out, don't do that. When it gets really cold out, their fur starts to fluff up and they look like little fluff balls. How are we? What are you doing? You're still doing that? Look at this. See now that's clever. I don't know design that, but that's clever. See them using their horns to scratch themselves all the time. Well, the ones that have horns anyway. Buddy, how are you? Come on. Good boy. Y'all, school bathrooms are still so bad. A couple days ago, I was in lunch and I had to pee so bad. And I went to the bathroom. We have a bathroom right beside our lunch. it was locked, it was closed. I had to go all the way up the hall to go pee. And a couple days later, today, I just found out it's because someone pooped on the bathroom floor for absolutely no reason. I still don't know why they did it. I don't know why it's getting this bad. But I almost peed myself because someone had to poop on the bathroom floor in the boys' bathroom. It wasn't the girls' bathroom, though they were both locked for some reason. But it was just like, I don't know. Unless it was like a tag team deal where they both did it together. I don't know. Y'all, I was in a class recently and we were all talking about like random stuff, like dumb stuff kids do around the school, just randomness. And eventually we talked about senior pranks, which if you don't know what senior prank is, although you probably do, a senior prank is when for their final year, a student or a group of students commits a huge prank on the school. And I mean like huge, just, you know, to leave their mark on the school basically. And the teacher told us a really funny senior prank that happened about a decade ago. Some kid took a couple of desks, a whiteboard, a mannequin, and went up to the roof and made an entire classroom setting on top of the roof. When I heard this, I really liked the idea of this because for one thing, it's harmless. No one's getting hurt, like in most senior pranks, although the janitors did end up having to clean it up afterwards. And I don't think the people who did it were ever caught either. But it's just really funny and harmless. I mean, if I were the janitor, I'd be more than happy. They earned it. Y'all, I'm in ag class still. I know I've been talking a lot about ag class. And we are currently on this website doing this like beef quality assurance test. Basically, there's a bunch of different sections of it that you have to go through. It's literally just a website that shows you like videos and like does some quizzes and stuff like that. But this site is a horrible website. When I'm using it, and even the teacher acknowledges it, she said it was trash. When I go into this website, I feel like I've been teleported back to the 90s, like Newgrounds. I refuse to believe that this website was made in HTML. I tried to look, it said it was a .m HTML. I believe this site had to have made using some old version of Adobe Flash, okay? This website, for one thing, sometimes audio plays over other audios. Sometimes it just does not work. Sometimes it won't let you progress. The button won't light up. There have been times on this website where it's crashed and I've had to start different sections of it over. It's horrible. And on top of that, if I get a question wrong, well, I start all over because it won't let you redo it, which I guess isn't a bad thing, but it annoyed me, all right? Y'all, I'm still in ag class. Today, we went out and saw our chickens, because we have a chicken house now. And she was talking about one of the chickens. There are one or two chickens that have something called, I think it's called spongliosis, which is basically just a chicken version of scoliosis, where what happens is, you know, same thing scoliosis, the spine gets all bent and contorted. And the thing about this chicken is chickens that have this, usually their necks go straight up, but chickens with this have their necks going straight out. So they're just like, they're like this. And I saw this chicken run around. It's also significantly smaller than the rest of the chickens. I'm not sure why that is, but we may have to euthanize it if it doesn't get too much better. Okay, random story time. So, one of my favorite games ever on the Switch is called Cuphead. Cuphead is an extremely difficult game, and I was trying to beat it completely. I've still never beaten it completely. I almost have. But basically, there's this achievement. There are air levels in that game. And the way the controls work is you're flying as a plane and you shoot bullets. And you can be a big plane, but you can press the B button to become a little plane. And the little plane does less damage, but it's easier to like go around obstacles. And one of the achievements was you had to beat one of the levels only as a little plane. And I tried this achievement for a while, but It took forever. I remember at one point, I tried to use a piece of tape to hold the B button down because it got so hard to hold the B button down with my finger. But eventually I gave up on that because it kept coming loose, and eventually I did end up getting the achievement. So that's random story time of the
Well, it's going to take it off. All right.
Am I dreaming? Wow, Anita, it looks so cool. I don't think we get it early. I can't believe what just happened. This is crazy. Can you believe it?
Alright, y'all. Sorry, y'all. So we just went to Disney, and we were at Disney, and by the way, if the last week of shorts looked off, that's because I was uploading a bunch of backup shorts I had that I filmed like months earlier in case there was ever a time I couldn't film, and that's what y'all saw. So on the way down, we stayed at a hotel. I'm not going to say the name of the hotel, but there's a horrible hotel. It's never been good. We always stay there. For the last couple of times, we stayed there during the hurricanes, and our walls started leaking. Like, they started leaking, rain. It was bad. I don't know why we keep going there. This time is probably a straw that broke our camel's back. We're probably not going to go there again. But on the way down, my family is trying to call the room because we went one day late for personal reasons, and we were trying to get in contact with them so they didn't cancel our order and make us pay the room. We were on hold with them for 4 hours. And you wouldn't know, we weren't even on hold. The phone was put down for 4 hours. They don't have an answering machine. So someone picked up the phone, left it, and we were on there for 4 hours. We heard customer information, room numbers, where people went. We heard all that for 4 hours worth of it until someone finally noticed it and hung up. After that, when we got down there, before we got into the hotel, my mom called the hotel again and asked someone, hey, who was on this shift whenever this happened? And they were really dodgy about it. Turned out they were the person who did it, and they didn't want to tell us that. Eventually, they offered us free parking when we left. We didn't get that. It wasn't the manager who did it. He was really nice. But whoever was meant to facilitate that, was actually the same person who left us on hold for 4 hours, didn't do it. They just never took it off. And that's the last I heard about it. Man, I have another story about this hotel afterwards. Stay tuned for a part 2, I guess. And see y'all. Hey y'all, Panic Attack here. We just got back from Disney. For the last week, my family is at Disney. If y'all noticed that the shorts I uploaded looked a little weird, they looked a little like off, that's because I have a backlog of shorts that aren't time sensitive that I keep in case of emergency or I can't film for whatever reason, so that's what y'all saw. I would like to give my thoughts about some of the new rides that we rode at Disney. So Rock and Roller Coaster is gone. Unfortunately, that was my favorite ride at my favorite park there, Hollywood Studios. But they're replacing it with a Muppets ride, which they got rid of Muppets Vision 3D too, by the way. I don't know why that was necessary, but at least they're going to replace it with a roller coaster. But there was this one ride, or show actually, it was a show that replaced the Cars show that used to be there. We never went to the Cars show. It was a Villains theme show. And it was this show where we would choose which of the villains is the most misunderstood. No, so my favorite part about this show is that the concept is the magic mirror from Snow White is super pissed off that the villains keep asking him about them, so he's gonna make us do it, which is extremely funny. There are tons of obscure villains in there too, like really old obscure villains. They had the guy from Treasure Planet on there. They did have Wish, whatever that guy's name was from Wish, because of course they have to remind people that Wish exists. But we had 3 villains to choose from. It was Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, and Maleficent. In my opinion, it's Captain Hook because like he's the best out of the 3 decisions, and he's just a pirate captain, right? So out of all 3 of them, I think he's the lesser of the 3 evils. But Cruella ended up... No, Maleficent. Maleficent ended up winning, not Cruella. And I also really loved Captain Hook's performance, too. It was really funny. But yeah, it was a fun show. I'd like it. I would do it again. And that's all I have to say about that. Hey guys, Panic Attack. So, recently I told you there'd be a part 2 to that hotel video. This is a pseudo part 2, a sort of sequel. So when we got into the room, and this won't make sense unless you saw the first one, but when we got into the room, Mom was saying the thermostat was not working and it was too hot, and she called them. A guy came in, he tried to fix it, and it didn't work, so they had us move to this other room. And I filmed a video when that happened, and here's the video that I filmed when that happened. It's so bad. You don't even know, it's so bad. Our thermostat in our room wasn't working. So Mom called and we were relocated. The new room smells horrible. I don't know what it smells like, but it does not smell good. The lights in the back did not work. Flipped on, they didn't come on. It had this weird shower that looked like it's for someone who like can't walk, like for an older person or a handicapped person. The only redeeming quality was it looks like they just put the carpet in, and I don't care. So now we're going back. I don't know. I'm hanging out with the cart right now. Dad's going down to the lobby. I'm not sure what he's doing, but maybe coming back. Hey y'all, Panic Attack. I just wanted to tell y'all something real quick. So recently I uploaded this video where I've uploaded a couple videos actually. One where I react to this song where I use these white headphones, and another one where I open the headphones and complain about how much cardboard there is. Those headphones are iMangu branded headphones. They're these like Maraca headphones. I no longer have those. Why, you may ask? Well, we went to Disney recently. I'm not going to talk anymore about it. But I had this book bag. It's this blue book bag, a light blue book bag that I bring stuff in, important stuff. And someone knocked a milk carton into the book bag and ruined the headphones. I tried to use them. The left side barely works, but it sounds like it's underwater, and the right side is completely out. So I'm going to be trying to get some new headphones soon. Y'all, our weather is so bad. Okay, we were just at Disney. I'm sure we were at Disney for the past week. Some of you may have noticed that the videos this week looked a lot older. That's because I had a ton of, like, a backlog of videos that I had uploaded while we were gone because I couldn't film. But we just got back. Before we went, our weather was really hot. I love hot weather. It was really nice. And you hear that goat? Now we're back. We're back now, and it's cold. There was ice this morning. Like, not everywhere, but there was some ice this morning. It's so cold. The water for our animals was frozen this morning. It's not now. It's heated up a little bit. But I don't know why our weather is so weird right now. It's ridiculous. I cannot It's so annoying. I hope it gets to normal in the next few days. The day we got back, or the day after we got back, there was actually a warning for a storm, because there's a huge storm, and they canceled Monday of school for it. This is ridiculous. I'm just ready for it. If in my ideal world, there'd be hot weather all the time, but I do acknowledge not everyone likes hot weather, but no one likes this, okay, guys? Hey guys, panic attack. So my family just got back from Disney, and I've said this in a few of the other shorts, but in case you're wondering why the shorts from last week looked a little off, it's because that was a backlog of really old shorts I filmed in case of emergency that aren't time sensitive, in case I can't film, so that's what you saw. And I still have way more, so you know. So yeah, if I upload a short, it may not always be filmed that same day. It might have been filmed like months earlier. So with that out of the way, I would like to rant about my least favorite part of the World Showcase at Epcot. What is that, you may ask? In France, there is this restaurant, so there is a show. There's a Beauty and the Beast theme show, which that show isn't very good in itself, but I'm going to talk about that at some other point. But when you exit that show, it takes you out to this like French store restaurant hybrid thing. And it's my least favorite part of the World Showcase. Why? First off, it's not because of the food. The food's, you know, whatever, right? The line for it is whatever. But the seating there is horrible. So for one thing, it is very crowded to the point where every time we've gone there, we have to wait for someone else to get up. And there's also standing chairs, which I'm not a fan of, but that's just because I'm a lazy American. But my least favorite part about it is the bathrooms. This is one of the few places at Disney that doesn't have stall bathrooms. They're single room bathrooms. They're single room unisex bathrooms. So what you get is a line of people waiting outside there for one of the two bathrooms to open up, making it even more crowded, which, by the way, they're right next to the seating, which is already crowded, and also there's an emergency exit right next to the bathrooms. So if there's an emergency and you need to go, there's going to be a line, like a group of people there waiting on their bathroom visit. And you better hope that they're fast and get out that door first, or else you are going to be dead. Okay, it's ridiculous. And also, there's a store there. We've never bought from the store, but the store and the kitchen are like one room. It's so weird. It's just such a weird location, and I wouldn't feel as bad about it if we didn't keep going there. No shade to my family, but I'm just not a fan of it. Now, one redeeming quality, the cookies there are really good. They have these double chocolate chip cookies. They're really good. That's the only redeeming quality, in my opinion. All right, see y'all. Y'all hear those goats in the background? I just got done giving them hay, or straw specifically. Hay they lay on, straw they eat. That's the difference. And it's always annoying to do it. You know why? You still hear them? I don't know what they want now. But I always need to bring the hay bale. I always need to carry it in there. And they're always surrounding me, jumping on me for it. Because they can't be patient and wait for me to cut the strings off. Because I usually cut it because it's easier. I don't pull them off. But today, the goats were getting on top of it while I was cutting it. And they're going to get themselves cut. Okay? They're just going to get themselves cut. Like, aren't y'all goats are so smart. But when food is involved, they get so dumb. Y'all, panic attack here. My family was just at Disney World for the last week. In case any of y'all noticed that the shorts were a little off or they looked old, that's because I have a backup, like a backlog of shorts that aren't time sensitive that I upload in case of emergency or I can't film. So that's what y'all saw. We were at a hotel. It wasn't a great hotel. I'm not going to say its name or talk a lot about it. But one thing I wanted to point out, which is the least bad thing the hotel did, is the TVs. So this has always been a problem at the hotel we stay at. They have 2 to 3 TVs. They had 3 TVs in our room. The beds are side by side, and the 2 TVs are in front of them. And this is the most annoying thing. Each one of them has a remote. And if you try to turn one of them off, it'll do the same thing to the other one if you're not careful enough. So my dad had to like point the remote like this when he's trying to do this TV. So it's super annoying, and sometimes he'd just turn on the TV in front of me, which I like to sleep in complete darkness, and he'd turn on the TV in front of me. I just get flashbanged like I'm Dracula or something. It's ridiculous, but that was really annoying. Hey y'all, there's something I would like to briefly talk about and ask y'all, seeing if any of y'all know or are able to find out. So, if any of y'all have ever been to Disney World, you know there's a ride called Figment's Journey into Imagination. There's like 3 versions, I can't remember which one, but it's the ride with Figment, the purple dragon. And after that ride is over, there is an imagination lab, I think it's called, where you can like do fun activities. And there's one activity where there's instruments on the floor in squares, and if you step on them, it makes the instrument go off. Well, there's this one instrument on the wall. I'm going to show y'all a picture of it that I took a while ago. What is this instrument? It's some weird, like, spear with this, like this alien-looking spaceship on it. I remember when I first noticed it, I tried to look it up, but I could not find what it was. If any of y'all know what this instrument is or can find out, please tell me. Y'all, today, something happened in the 3rd period of my class today. I sat in bird poop. So we were in ag, and she said we could work outside today. So we sat everywhere, we soaked up the sunshine, we're doing our work. It's this written assignment, and I sit somewhere. Well, I sit there like 3 times. I get up and go back 3 times. But the final time, I realized I have sat in something because there's something sticking in my pants. I'm not sure if it was bird poop or gum, because it was big and sticky like gum, or it was globby like gum, but there were also like other white spots around it. So that makes me think of bird poop there. And also the fact that, remember, I got up 3 separate times. I would have noticed it the first time. And it also had black spots in it like bird poop does. But I had to go to the teacher. I got a wipe. I go into the bathroom. I start wiping my pants down. And then while I'm doing that, I hear a kid out there say, "Hey man, hurry up." And I'm like, "What?" And then he says, "I gotta use the bathroom." And then I say, "But the other one's open." And he says, "Yeah, but the seat doesn't go down right." And then I tell him, "Look, dude, just let me switch stalls while I get this finished, and you can go to the other one." And he said, "Thanks," and we did that. And then I wiped it down. I didn't get all of it out, but I got enough of it out. And the worst part is when I come back to work, I'm looking beside me, and it's a partner assignment. I didn't say it. So there's this other kid in my class. He's a nonverbal kid. I think he has autism. And I look, and he has a stick, and he has like this string wrapped around the stick, right? Like a thread. But when I first saw that, my first thought was, oh my gosh, he has a stick with bird poop at the end of it, but he didn't. I'm pretty sure it was just string. I sure hope it was just string. I don't know. This day was so weird. Just, jeez, man, I just don't, Y'all, I've had a splinter for the past, like, 3 months now. I had the splinter. I didn't get it out when I first got it. I sort of disregarded it because usually it come out by themselves. But this time, the splinter burrowed in my skin, and it's created a callus. And at first I didn't understand what it was. This little bumpy part, and I put pressure on it, it hurt. And it took a while, but I was looking at it and it was white, right? It was all white because it was like weird crusty skin. But then I look, and slowly it starts to turn black. No, I don't have gangrene, but what it was the splinter working its way out of my body. And a couple days ago, it's been horrible. It's sore, it aches, But a couple days ago, I've been scratching at my skin, trying to scratch it off and get it out, and I finally got it out. You can see the hole right there where it was. And anytime I get a splinter, I will always get it out the moment it happens, because I never want to go through that ever again. I just wanted to tell a quick little story that I remembered. So there was a game for the Nintendo Wii called Epic Mickey. It was a Disney game. It was this cool game. Just what happens in it isn't really important for the story. But what is important is I was at this local game store. I'm not going to say the name of it. But we were there, and I was looking for games, and I saw Epic Mickey. And I decided I wanted to get it. And they had this thing where when they had it on the shelves, it was just the cases, but they had the disc in the back, and they'd go back and put the disc in once you bought it. So we did that, we got home, and on the way home, we realized that the disc was missing. We forgot to let them put the disc in. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, well, just go back and have them put it in, but it wasn't that simple, because this store was a couple hours away. It was in the town bordering us, so we couldn't go back that easily. So we called them, and we got in contact with them, and they ended up mailing us the game back. And this is it. This is Epic Mickey. This is the game, the exact game that I got. Hey y'all, so recently I just redid my room. I got a new dresser, and I was moving all my socks from my proper dresser over to my other dresser, the one behind me, right? And I was going through my socks, and I was throwing away the ones I didn't need. And I was thinking about something. I had these socks that had Nintendo characters on them. They had Lakitu, Boo, Bowser, just Mario themed stuff. But I was thinking, why did people put designs on socks? You know what I mean? Why do people do that? Like, because it wasn't ankle socks. Like, if it's ankle socks, I understand. Like, they go up your leg and they have patterns, then I get that. But with these, they were small socks, and they were on the very edge. There's not many situations where you're going to be showing that off, like, unless, I guess, if you're at, like, a slumber party or something. But other than that, I can't imagine a reason people would see that, unless you're one of those sadists who wear socks and sandals, which, if you do that, we have a whole other issue. And they do, this happens with a lot of things. Like, I remember a while back, there were Beetlejuice-themed diapers. Why would you? It's a diaper. No one else going to see it. I hope no one else is going to see it other than the parent and maybe some family friends. Why would you put a design on something like that other than just to get people to buy it and pay more for it? It makes no sense.